with the hometown service you expect.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Tomorrow is about the lessons we learn today. A farmer's market teaches us that community is grown together. Kids laughing shows us how joy is easy. And coffee on the porch reminds us to savor every moment. These are the lessons that shape a tomorrow we all share. One filled with trust, good company, and wide open dreams. That's the way banking should be. And that's Pinnacle Bank. Member FDIC.
It's the Nebraska Deer and Game Expo, January 16th through the 18th at the Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln. Come see trophy deer, hunting seminars, hunting and outdoor exhibitors, a 3D archery tournament, enter the blind giveaway, and more. The Nebraska Deer and Game Expo, presented by Whitetail Properties Real Estate, January 16th, 17th, and 18th. Learn more at NebraskaDeerandGameExpo.com and find them on Facebook. Come to the Nebraska Deer and Game Expo, January 16th through the 18th in Lincoln.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
This is your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of B.J. Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostreiter. Watch out! Nafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
It's on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, welcome to this terrific Tuesday. Nick, why are you looking at me like that, man?
I wasn't even looking at you. I was just laughing at stuff. I was just laughing.
First of all, thank you for the coffee.
You're welcome.
Because they were swamped up there.
They were swamped up there.
I just see, next thing I know, you're just behind the counter. It's like, here you go, AD.
I was like, I know exactly what you're looking for.
Folks, welcome to this tremendous Tuesday. It was a rough night for me last night, and my beloved, the Bird, the Steelers. That was swim. We're going to get into this more when we talk about football, but man, it was just absolutely disgusting offensively, which I expected. Me and my sons watched the game last night. It was expected.
Maybe that's the problem, is you can't go in with such crappy expectations.
No, it's not expectations. It's data.
Oh, okay.
It's research. Okay. It's numbers. You can't deny facts. You can be pissed at the numbers all you want.
That's true. That is true.
It doesn't change the fact that this offense is absolutely abysmal. They're horrible.
We're going to get into it throughout the show.
Yes,
because I also made a graphic that I specifically want you to see. When we talk about it, it's nothing bad.
Why are you smiling like that, man?
Because I'm going to
tell you right now, my patience is a little short this morning.
It's going to make you laugh. It's going to make you laugh.
Because I was at the gym and everybody, hey, what happened to Steelers? You know
oh,
what?
no way.
Not teasing, but just I had to answer probably 4 or 5 questions while I was working out.
Well, even you walked in here and Jake made it very apparent. Oh, AD, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just like, I'm a little edgy.
I didn't even bring it up to you. I didn't even bring it up.
Edgy.
I didn't even bring it up.
You want to go outside?
I just wanted to know, have they found the end zone yet?
No.
Okay.
And they won't as long as Arthur Smith is the OC, they won't. Dude, end zone.
So it's an Arthur Smith problem.
It's horrible.
So yes or no, without explanation, we will await your explanation. Is Mike Tomlin the head coach next season?
Well, we'll discuss it after our guess. You said you'll await my.
I said say yes or no, and then we'll explain it later.
Will Mike Tomlin be the coach next year?
Yes.
I have no idea, honestly.
Gosh, dang it, AD.
No, I don't
commit to something.
No, commit to what? I don't know. I can't commit to something I don't know.
That's man. I will say one thing. You're so smart.
No, I will say one thing though. There has to be changes, man.
Yeah,
there absolutely has to be changes on the offensive side of the ball, in particular the play calling. I'm not going to get into it, folks. We got a great show for you this morning. We got a guest at 9:30. You're going to share a few minutes about a great event that's coming up. That's helped put on. It's kind of he took the torch from the late Miss Sandra, Miss Bullock. The Bullock family has done the MLK March for years. Pete has taken that over for a number of years. So he's going to have one of his teammates that'll come on and share about that. Of course, Nebraska's got a game tonight, 8 p.m. 8:07 tip off. Actually,
oh boy.
That's going to be 2 nights in a row, and I'm going to be up a little late.
I was going to say, you're going to be making it to PBA?
Nick, I'm watching the boys, watching the game with my boys last night at Capitol.
Yep.
And my alarm, not my alarm, but just my reminder goes off 9:30. bedtime in 15 minutes. I seriously about said, fellas, I'm going to holler at y'all later, man. Because the game was done.
Well, yeah.
I mean, there was 11 minutes left or give or take, but I'm like, they haven't done anything. So I'm not going to get on that.
That was right. 11 minutes left in the game was right before, if I'm not mistaken.
He picked the scoop and score.
He did the scoop and score. Big fella touchdown.
It was absolutely just ridiculous. But nevertheless, so we'll talk about Nebraska basketball. Also, more portal news. I'm sure you heard from the guys earlier this morning, Sip, Jake, and Coach Bush, another defensive tackle as far as that goes. So we'll dive more into that, get you caught up on the portal news. And also this weekend's NFL games, which is going to be – Nick, I'm going to ask you this. Since both of our teams are out now.
Yes. Mine's been out.
Yeah, but, we'll talk about more of the NFL, but we'll get more in depth in it. But who are you pulling for now with your team? I'll tell you mine. You tell me who you are before
how this is going to sound very diplomatic. I could not care less.
You just want to see good football.
I just want to see competitive football.
Mm-hmm.
Like I this is not because of a personal thing that I just give Raph a lot of crap.
Mm-hmm.
But no, seriously, like I don't really want to see the Broncos win.
Why not?
I just don't enjoy the Broncos. I don't enjoy I just don't enjoy them. And so I think the easier question there is pick a team from each side that you would least want to see win. And I think for me, on the AFC side, it's the Denver Broncos. And on the NFC side, do I say the Chicago Bears? Part of me, I've gone back and forth with the Chicago Bears because they're in the Lions division, but they also took the Lions offensive coordinator last year, and that's a big issue that the Lions had this season.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to go the Bears. That I want to see win the least.
I told Raph this 2 years ago, not that he didn't know it already, but I said, dude, Bo Nix is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
His first year was rough, obviously, like a lot of rookies are. But once he made that stand to Peyton on the sideline, him and Sean Payton got in that heated argument. And Nick was like, look, man, you can come at me like that.
Yeah.
And Peyton said he appreciated that. The guy had some moxie. Denver's going to be a problem, particularly with their defense. They're going to be a problem.
Nick Benito's good.
And you got Josh Allen going into there with the altitude, et cetera. But, Josh Allen, he's been around. I wouldn't mind to see Rafferty. So those guys have been in the doldrums for so long. It'd be nice to see them
go. They won a title in 28. What was the year with Peyton Manning? 2018?
Dude, it's been almost 10 years.
Was it 2016?
I think it was more like 2016, maybe even longer than that. So, like I said, I like Denver. I'm not a fan of Sean Payton because of the whole bounty thing. You trying to end somebody's livelihood.
Okay,
I don't like
2016.
Yeah, it's been a while. But I like Bo
10
Nix and I
years.
like the Broncos. So I would like to see them go far. But I'm going to tell you what though. I wouldn't mind seeing Josh Allen get the monkey off his back and advance a little bit because I like Sean McDermott.
I agree with that one.
I
wouldn't mind seeing Josh Allen win.
Yeah, I like Sean McDermott. I like the way Josh Allen carries himself. And you know what? The bad news bears, when I was growing up, number 1 was Pittsburgh. Number 2 was Chicago.
Yeah.
And 3 and 4 were like Denver and KC because it was all about proximity after the Steelers.
Of course.
So we'll dive a lot into that.
And I wonder at times, like with me being as big of a Cubs fan as I am, and I'm a Bulls and I'm a Blackhawks fan and stuff. I just never gotten on the Bears train. And
you haven't been alive when they've been relevant, though.
No.
Because I grew up in the days
to that I didn't like the Cubs. I mean, I started liking the Cubs when they sucked.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like 08, 09, and the Cubs had like Ryan Terriot and Derek Lee and Giovanni Soto. Like those teams were bad, man. And I kept watching them, but I think a lot of it is similar. And I used to think I had a unique story, and then I realized that every kid my age has the same exact experience. Was you grew up watching the Cubs on WGN channel 14 here in Lincoln. And that's the exact chant. That's the one you either got you were either a Cubs fan or a Braves fan. You decided which one you wanted to be on because they were always on WGN.
Hey, Jay Ford, I'm catching up with you from a couple of days ago. We're talking about golf when him and Keenan and Aiden beat me and Jay one time. So Jay said he get back, but Jay also says the amount of happiness Knicks has the Steelers lost is clear. It is clear, Jay.
Nick, not at all.
You were smiling. You gave me some coffee. Here you go, loser. I mean, AD.
Not speak the truth.
Okay, you didn't say that.
Thank you.
I thought you did, though.
Speak the truth.
Deep down. Culligan, Jay.
We're on a team. I got push-ups to do after this
yes,
segment.
you do. Oh, believe me, I got it in my notes.
I'm a little sore.
Disc golf, Jay. Good morning. Okay, Nick just hates the orange and blue. What's up, brother? Culligan, Jay. What's up, brother? I do not like Caleb Williams, so I don't want the Bears to win. And for some reason or another, I really dislike the Texans. IGQ crew, what's up with you? OJ, CJ, go Broncos. What's up, brother? Darren Raising Canes says, never the Bears want to see the Bills get the dub. Money G in Kansas, good morning to you, brother. He goes, proud of you for biting your Steelers' tongue. Keep Coach T. New OC, I agree with that. Kick Rodgers out the door, get a true number one wide receiver, get another QB. I agree with almost all of those, Money G in Kansas.
You could have had a number one wide receiver, but then he decided to go after some fans.
Yeah, it's just, we're good. It's just a lot in there. And you know what, Cubsker, you're right. Us Steelers fans deserve better, brother. 3 points off 3 turnovers is ridiculous. You're exactly right. Any other team is taking those 3 turnovers and turning those in the minimum of 13 points. Cubsker, you're exactly right, man. So we'll get into that for sure. For our golf fans, because there's a lot of golf fans out there. Nick, there was huge news in the PGA Tour that took place a few days ago, and some of the details of it. Brooks Koepka comes back from the LIV Tour. Nick, I was looking this up. It doesn't say for sure, but they said he made north of $100 million just to sign over for LIV. So you're talking about generational wealth times generational wealth. So he's not hurting financially by any stretch of the imagination. But Nick, real quick, man, $100 million just to make the change. Okay. Yeah. And it's anywhere between 100 and 130 million when he made the switch. So it's like me and you and Raph had this discussion when it all was kind of going down and things went sideways, etc. But Nick, does it show you a little bit that Brooks is like, you know what? This is not even good. This is not the best guys in the world, though.
Yeah, it's so interesting. This whole thing. I don't want to label it as a civil war, but it somewhat is between LIV and PGA Tour, and it's been kind of brewing and going for the last couple of years, ever since guys started getting over. I think what's notable now are guys that are on the PGA Tours chose to stick with the PGA Tour. They're frustrated, and I get it, rightfully so, because Brooks Koepka has been allowed back in. And the whole thing the entire time at the start was, hey, if you leave, you're not getting back. You're either with us or you're against us. And Brooks Koepka now, Brooksy has somewhat shifted the way that people view him over the last few years, right? He was a villain, and now people are starting to kind of rally around Brooks Koepka. But I mean, don't forget that a lot of these guys took and went to LIV specifically for the money and the insane contracts that the Saudis were offering them. And I think I saw a quote from Michael Kim, who's on the PGA Tour, that said, yeah, there's a lot of us pros right now on the tour that are pissed because we feel like, okay, if we knew that we could just come back whenever we wanted to, we missed out on, as you said it, generational wealth over the last 3 or 4 years, because some of these guys went out, left, had very little repercussions for leaving. Obviously, they got banned from some of the tournaments, and then they slowly started to let them into some of the majors. And then now here you are, you're able to get your tour card back. I think there's a lot of those professional tour players right now that are on the PGA Tour going, what the heck, man? The reason I didn't leave is because I thought that it would be beneficial for me long term. But now you're saying that I could have left, and now I could have come back, and I missed out on hundreds of millions of dollars.
And it comes with stipulations, which I'll read here. His first tournament is going to be back is January 29th at Torrey Pine. It's going to be the Farmers Insurance Open. That's going to be at Torrey. That'll be his first one back. But here's the pathway back. The returning member policies for only elite players. They've had to won a major of players since 2022 and have been away for 2 years or less. So Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm, and Cameron Smith are eligible to apply February 2nd. Now, here's the penalty part. He had to donate $5 million to a charity, which, okay,
yeah,
to him, that's
all
still,
right.
but
So
that's,
he
I
made
mean,
$95 million.
Well, and he made
over that,
and he made upwards. No, he got $100 million plus just to go.
That's true.
He made upwards of $40 million in purse money while he was there.
Oh, geez.
He cannot, but here's the big part. He can't access the Tour Players Equity Program for 5 years. That potentially cost him $50 to $85 million in lost earnings.
Okay.
He won't receive any FedEx Cup bonus money or sponsor exemptions.
Which that's where the big money is at, is on the FedEx Cup.
In the signature events initially. So he's going to have to, that part, he's going to take a hit. But the reality is this, Koepka's a draw. And one of the players that made Jordan Spieth came out and said, hey, look, man, play good golf, and the golf world benefits. We all benefit. There were some other guys that, you know, on social media that were like, you know what, man, we think it's a crock. The majority of the guys, though, you know, for the most part, guys can be guys. Like, dude, it is what it is. It sucked, but hey, dude, come play some golf.
Yeah.
You know, I got to take care of me. So it's going to be interesting, the reception he gets when he comes back. And Spieth mentioned himself, not Spieth, but Koepka said himself, he goes and he quotes himself, I quote him, where he says, look, I realize I have a lot of work to do and some fences to mend. I'm looking forward to doing that.
That it's interesting because I'm reading this
I would too
article
if I had
and
$130 million.
Yeah, right. Yeah, just tell me what I need to do. Brooksy said this when he was asked about the PGA Tour. I'll say this. Let's formulate it this way. PGA Tour announced on Monday, and the way that this all started was they announced a returning members program. That's how this all started. A returning members program, a limited time offer for select Live Golf members to make the jump back. And what's interesting is Brooks took advantage of this opportunity, and he was asked about the punishment. And this is the way that the article starts. Brooks Koepka understands the punishment he's facing in order to facilitate his return back. It's not fun, but Koepka couldn't fight it. He knows that's the cost of making it back to the PGA Tour after spending several years with Live Golf. He said, quote, "There was no negotiating on Monday. It's meant to hurt. It does hurt, but I understand the punishment. It's not supposed to be an easy path. There's a lot of people that were hurt by it when I left, and I understand that now it's part of coming back to the PGA Tour." So there's a clear understanding from these guys. There's
no wiggle room.
Yeah, there's no negotiating things. There's nothing. You're either coming back and you're going to enjoy these punishments for the time being, or for a temporary amount of time, or you are going to keep watching from the outside.
So let me ask you this, and I'm going to ask you this, but I'm going to read Corey's question first. Corey, good morning, brother. It's a good question. How about we compare this to college football, where happy kids are able to get their bag, but it makes the game an absolute mess and leaves the fans confused on who to fully root for. To see guys we were told we were the best in the world jump ship for benefits and a little more relaxed rules seems to make a total sense in today's world. PGA needs to step up, and it's time to grow the game in a different way. I think with those stipulations, Swim, that's one thing the PGA is saying. Hey, man, we know we're the best product in town,
sure,
in the world, not in town, the best product in the world. Let me ask you this. Let's say you were offered just like a ridiculous amount to go to a station, another area.
Yeah.
But not even close to the listenership. You don't know. I mean,
no.
Yeah. You've got a ton of money, but Nick, you're good at what you do. You love doing what you do. Wouldn't it take something? You're financially set forever.
Yeah, I think like in a lot of the things that you realize, it's not always about the finances. Corey, in response to Corey's question, I think we could. Okay, let's just go direct comparisons here. The PGA is, in this case, the NCAA governing body, right? And what we see different between the way that the PGA is operating versus the way that the NCAA is operating is the PGA is continuing to show, hey, who's in the lead, like who's the North Star that we have to kind of follow, and it's the PGA Tour. And a lot of this comes, when they switched over commissioners and it used to be Jay Monahan, and there was some issues there and things like that. But, Corey says that this PGA needs to step up and realize that it's time to grow the game in a different way. I think that they're understanding that right now. I think in the old PGA, don't forget how strong. Got him pulled over.
Got him.
Nice. Anyway, I think in the old PGA, we realized that they were so strongly willed against, if you leave, you are never coming back. You are never playing in tournaments. You are never going to be a part of our organization again. That was the approach that the PGA Tour took initially when all this started. And then we started to see them loosen up on some of those regulations because they realized, wait, you know what? Our game is better if guys like Brooks Koepka and guys like Bryson DeChambeau are involved. And now here they are going to as extreme of a length as we've seen, to so much as let them back in, but yet with rules and with punishment. And so I think, to Corey's point, they are learning how they can grow a game in a different way, because they don't have to be so strong on it. It has to either be you're part of us or you're not a part of us. But that they realize, hey, to be the best PGA Tour and to create the most eyeballs and recognition, we need some of these polarizing golfers.
I think Brian Rolapp, who's going to he's going to spell Monahan at the end of 2026 of this year. He's an NFL he was the NFL, did NFL's media businesses, their digital media, the NFL Network, advertising, sponsorships, etc. So you bring in a guy that looked at his background, Harvard Business School, Brigham Young University, sharp guy, was with a lot of organizations prior to major organizations. So it's going to be interesting to see. And he had pinned I'm not going to read this at all, but he had pinned a letter to fans earlier today, kind of stating the transition, what's going to take place, expectations, etc. So Brooks Koepka is back on the PGA Tour. You'll see him January 29th out at Torrey Pines. So when I played that course, me and Acom played it about 10 years ago.
Oh, nice.
Bro, you talking about a beautiful course.
Yeah.
But, man, even from the amateur tees, you did a decent tee shot, and you're still 300 out.
Oh, I'm sure.
260 out easy. So, but we had a great time. Beautiful place out there.
I just think that this is a way that the PGA can say, hey, we'll let you back in, but don't forget who's in charge.
Yep, absolutely.
Like we talk about the NCAA. The NCAA, you can't sit there and be like, okay, guys, agents, players, coaches, programs, we're in charge. Because nobody will take them seriously.
And that's a great point.
This is the PGA Tour's way of saying, okay, hey, we're going to let you back in and you can be a part of us, but don't get it twisted at who makes the rules. You don't get to call the shots just because you're the athlete here.
And you bring up a great point, because if the PGA starts waffling back and forth, they will become a rubber stamp, just like the NCAA is becoming over the number of years. So
that, back to Corey's point about how, comparing this to college football, it's almost difficult to do that successfully, simply because the NCAA has no ground to stand on. No. They whether it's legality, legal courts, they don't have anything to stand on because their body of work has not shown. The PGA Tour at least can go to these golfers and hey, don't forget where we were, and we're learning as you guys to how to navigate this correctly. We're letting you guys back in, but we still need to have control over what is allowed and what's not allowed.
Foreman, is a great point. And like what Jay says here, it is a perfect opportunity to crush the live. But like he said, then dudes are paying their piper to come back, and they're going to have to, because for Brooks, $5 million ain't nothing.
No.
And for a lot of those guys, for the most part, that went over there, they made handsome money. I think about Varner is another guy. I know he made a lot more going over to the live than he made in the PGA Tour. But guys like him, I think it's going to be your top tier players, where it's, as far as the financial, it'll hit. I mean, $5 million is going to hit you regardless of how much money you got. It's going to hit. But to see some of those major guys come back, it's a perfect opportunity for the PGA to flex their muscle and say, look, this is non-negotiable. These are the parameters. These are the rules and restrictions for the pathway to get back in.
This is an interesting little piece of it as well. Scotty Scheffler was asked his questions on this, and there's a couple of PGA Tour. There's a couple of PGA Tour analysts that were actually on a podcast yesterday, and I went back and listened to it. And it's called Golf Subpar. Colton Nost and Drew Stoltz are the hosts on, and they're just PGA Tour, I guess, analysts, if you will. One of them they go hole by hole on the broadcast. And Colt was actually texting Scotty Scheffler about this and said, hey, what are your thoughts on Brooksy coming back? And he says, Scotty texted him, what do you think? I think it was a smart move for Brooks. And I think it's also important to note that, there's going to be PGA Tours that are somewhat, mad about this ability for Brooks to come back. But for a guy like Scotty Scheffler, what we do know about him, as an ultra competitor, you stay in the PGA Tour, and a lot of reason why these guys wanted to stay in the PGA Tour to begin with was to compete against the best every single week.
Right.
Brooks Koepka is one of the top golfers in the world, more times than not. He's viewed as that, I should say. Same with Bryson DeChambeau. I'm sure Scotty Scheffler, from his competitive standpoint, is going, all right, cool, put him in the field because now I can beat him. And so I think that there's something to also be said about, you can be as frustrated as you want that the PGA Tour is letting them back in with the punishments. You can be mad, but also at the end of the day, from the competitive standpoint, now you get to beat them.
Absolutely. Swim, I'm going to say this before we go to break. I think I've told you this. I hate zoos.
I did not know that.
I absolutely hate
no
going
idea
to
where
zoos.
you're going with this either.
I hate going to zoos.
Yeah.
Those animals will always look depressed. They're just sitting there.
Yeah.
They know they're getting 3 hots in a cot. They're getting taken care of. Somebody's talking with a hose that's going, just going to hose them down, keep them cool. Somebody's going to throw out 85 pounds of lettuce or something that.
That's right.
And they lose their hunting instincts. Swim. Koepka became a zoo animal. He was comfortable. He could wear shorts. There's speakers playing in the background.
Yeah, they got music.
There's people watching you in your tank, in your cage area. But dude, your hunting skills to go out and hunt for tournaments, to go in on a Saturday on moving day in Augusta, on the U.S. I mean, dude, there's no way you can bring a man from the wild and put him in the zoo in competition, and all of a sudden they're comfortable. Yeah, you eating good, you fat, the paycheck, the bank account is big. But, dude, you were meant to be a hunter, dude.
Yeah.
You're meant to go hunt down on fairways. So it's good to see him come back out into the wild and say, you know what? And Nick, as you know, for me, in my business, if I don't go hunt every day, my family doesn't eat. I don't have a guarantee. As you know, my income changes all the time.
Yeah.
So it makes me get up and say, we got to go kill something today, dude. Mm-hmm. I love the fact that Brooks is saying, you know what? Yeah, it's time to go kill something. Yeah. It's time to go kill something. Folks, we'll be right back. We got a guest at 9:30 to talk about the MLK March. We'll get to your questions, and then we got some history, and then we got a lot of football to discuss. And I tell you what, Todd Husker Biker, I'm with you. You said the new look New England. I can finally like them now that Belichick is gone. Husker Biker, you know what? I'm with you because I like Vrabel. I do like that dude, man. We'll talk when we come back, folks. It's a drive.
This is your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Hey guys, this is former UFC fighter and mixed martial artist Anthony Lionheart Smith. The Upside Bar and Lounge in South Lincoln is the go-to spot for every UFC event, prelims, and main card. There's never a cover, so make sure you get there early and stay late. Upside Bar and Lounge has daily specials, a margarita club, and a taco club. And don't forget, they just added Buzz Bowls to their menu. Learn more about upcoming events by visiting UpsideBarLNK.com and stop into their South Lincoln location for every UFC event on 27th and Pine Lake.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Don't wait. The clock is ticking at Landmark Implement's annual inventory reduction sale. For a limited time, get special financing as low as 1.9% for 12 months, then 6.2% interest for 48 months on select equipment. No auction, no waiting, just inventory price to move. Once it's gone, it's gone. Visit Landmark Implement or shop online at landmarkimp.com. Then click on the featured used equipment and experience the Landmark difference.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back on this tremendous Tuesday. Nick just knocked out another 25 push-ups, and he is a hurting man.
They went a lot slower today, AD. That was tough.
He is up to 150 out of 595. Out of 590. Ooh, yeah, you got a long way to go.
So I got 445 to go. Not even halfway done.
But little bro, I respect you for being a man of your word.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to do more today.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's okay. We got time, bro.
Okay, good. We got nothing but time.
We got time.
Anyway.
Folks, there's someone that helps all of us save a lot of time with the headaches that can come along with insurance and homes and cars and vehicles and all that stuff. His name is Jack Russell. He's been a well-represented representative since 1999 with Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack can protect your home, your family, your vehicle, even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit Jack at one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or in Seward and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you and possibly help Nick out with his chest cavity coming up. So I'm not sure what's going to go on. Folks, we got an awesome guest with us this morning. Emily, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you this morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Emily, tell us, first of all, born and raised, what you do now. We know, but tell us what you do now and why.
Yeah, absolutely. So born and raised in Nebraska, grew up in the Raymond, Ceresco area.
Great town.
Yeah, and then came to UNL, studied marketing and economics, headed out to Chicago, got a degree from a seminary out there, and then came on back to do youth-focused work. At some point in my business degree, I think I thought, well, both my parents are educators. So I think somewhere when I was 18, I was like, I'm going into business. I'm never coming back. I'm doing this, right? And then somewhere in there, the spirit said, you know what? You're supposed to be working with kids. That's what you're supposed to be doing. So go experience some things, do what you need to do, but then come back and pour into your local community. And here I am. And I've been doing that always in the out of school learning spaces, really passionate about those spaces that kids, youth get to be in where they're exploring what they want to do. It's a little less structured. They got space and time to figure out who they are in community. I love working in that space and kind of that gray area between school, really structured, home, it's your domain, and then here you are at the community center, and you gotta figure that out yourself. So we gotta figure that out together.
I see that you're the business background, and I believe you know my brother Mark Davis.
Yeah.
Mark.
Yes.
Yep.
And
did you know he's my brother?
Yes, and because my mother and Dr. Ann Koopman and him are close. They know each
Awesome.
other. I mean, Mark's probably known me since I was a baby, toddling around
Oh,
UNL,
wow.
walking around. So
That's awesome.
I know.
Mark's he's a good one. He's the cornerstone of the Davis family.
That's
yeah,
right.
He's the cornerstone.
I
for
would say
sure.
that of my mother as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Emily, so once again, Emily Koopman joining us here from the Belmont Community Center. You guys have a breakfast coming up this Friday, January 16th. Still tickets available at mlkyouth.rally.com. Next Monday also, we're going to be broadcasting live from the rally. It's going to be a great time next Monday morning. But this Friday's breakfast is to kind of tell us what the point of it is, why you're involved, all of that good stuff.
Absolutely. So the breakfast was a long-standing tradition for decades. People had been gathering for the breakfast. It was huge. It was started by elders in our community, Thomas Christie, Ed Wimes. They really brought that breakfast to life. They honored scholars during that breakfast, gave out scholarships, kind of kicked off the year honoring Dr. King, honoring the idea that we're going to have a shared vision for our community. And so, COVID came and disrupted a lot of things, and now it's time. It's time to bring it back. We are excited as the Belmont Community Center to partner with the MLK Youth Rally, to partner with Bryan College Health Sciences. We've had great support, and the purpose of this is to really highlight multi-sector engagement. It takes all of us. It takes all of us in our health field, in our youth-focused field, as our residents. It takes everybody to take part and promote youth and promote just a vibrant city that we want to see. And it's a good time to do it, to honor Dr. King and to kick off the year saying, this is who we are and this is what we care about.
One of the speakers is going to be Reem Ahmad, correct?
Yeah.
Tell us about Reem Ahmad.
Yeah, she was a member of the youth rally. So she has always been involved, always been just an eloquent speaker, someone who really is passionate. She's going to UNL right now, and she too has worked in this out of school learning space at Campbell Elementary. Her sister Rafa works for us right now at Belmont Community Center and is part of the rally. So just really proud of how focused these young women are in sharing who they are and what they believe and how it impacts then our city and how we can be together. So really excited to hear her speak. And then we're also going to have 2 Goodrich scholars also speak and give their piece that they'll give at the rally again on Monday, but they're going to give that piece. And it's all about not putting a period where a comma should be, just continuing the story. So just, again, really powerful words from our young people to say, don't put a period where my comma is. We are going to keep on this story and we're going to keep making it happen.
Emily Koopman from Belmont Community Center joining us here as once again, you can buy your tickets for the MLK Community Breakfast this Friday, January 16th online, mlkyouth.rally.com, $25 for a ticket. It starts at 7 a.m. Is that correct?
7 a.m. doors open and we got a good breakfast coming and then 7:30 prompt program, 7:30 to 8:30. We know you got to get to work. We know you got to get to your 3-day weekend, which is a day on, not a day off. Let me make sure I say that for Peter.
That.
And so, yeah. And then we hope you'll join us again for the rally on Monday and just continue on that weekend. So yeah, we're excited to just have this great program, great lineup of people who are going to welcome us. And again, create this shared vision together.
Emily, question for you. As you've been working in this space, what is something that listeners should know about today's youth?
Yeah. That they got a lot of answers. That people need to know they have a lot of answers. They see a lot. They think more creatively. They can expand more on the things that we see. They see it at a different angle. A different angle we could benefit from because at the end of the day, we're still adults. We still have a lot of decision-making power and a lot of things. So if we were listening a little more, if we knew that they also have some answers and could, inform how we move in the world, I think we would do a lot better if we were listening to them, which you can do at the breakfast and at the rally, right?
Emily, like you mentioned, the Thomas Christies, the Kirkland family, obviously,
absolutely.
the Jesse Miles, and I'm going to say, be remiss if I didn't bring up the Bullocks.
Absolutely,
You
yes.
know, those were some of the first people my parents met when they came to Nebraska back in '63 when they moved here, and those are, and it gives me so much pride to see Pete take on and carry that torch because there was a lot of hefty lifting that went on prior. And like you mentioned, it wasn't a period when some of our matriarchs and patriarchs in the community passed away. It was a comma. And I'm glad to see you part of that comma, Emily. And as you know, you mentioned something earlier when you said, the Spirit said to come back. It's not a career, it's a calling. And there's a major difference whether there's a career and there's a calling. Right. Callings, you look beyond the obstacles and the trials. This is something I was called to do. And we're grateful that you were called to do this and the team up with Pete, along with the other stakeholders, as Pete likes to call them. Yep. Which I love that term that he used, stakeholders. I love how he says that, because that's the truth. You're not looking for donations. You're looking for investors and other stakeholders, because we all know there's a return on that investment with the reality that the young lady who's going to be speaking is a return on a lot of those investments that were spoken to her life.
That's right. Absolutely.
It's interesting. Okay, we have a comment here from Pete that says, little known fact, and I might need some help with this, Emily. Emily was not only UNL homecoming royalty, but also won the whole thing.
I did win the whole thing.
How about that?
I did win the whole thing.
How
I'm the
about
queen.
Nice.
She's your queen to
Okay, all right, that's the
You ever
time we
seen
go.
Coming
That's
to
the
America?
time we go.
Yes.
The movie where he started singing that song?
Okay, it's time for us to get out of here. Friday, January 16th, MLKYouthRally.com is where you can buy tickets. $25. Breakfast starts at 7 a.m.
Yeah, absolutely. Hope to see you there.
Songbird, good morning, says, love the MLK rally. Such a fun time. Also, go Dragons.
That's right. Shout out to the North Side.
North side? He doesn't know anything about the North Side. Believe me. He lives in the new North Side.
Oh.
He's going to booze you over there.
No, I do not.
Sounds like you need a tour of the center.
Yes, he does. We would love to come tour the Melmont Community Center, because I know you know my good buddy Quentin, too, over at Educare.
That's right.
Absolutely great people. Emily, thank you so much. Again, where can they go to buy tickets?
They can go to the MLK Youth Rally website, or MLKYouthRally.com, or to the BelmontCommunityCenter.org website under our events tab.
Love it. Folks, we'll be right back with some quick history and then a lot of football, which means a lot of misery for me. And then we'll also talk about the Ducks. Those Ducks are in town. We'll discuss them because Nebraska tips off at 8:07 versus them tonight. We'll be back. It's The Drive.
Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Fern as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and wow, what a year it was at Koppel. The Koppel family would like to say thank you for a record-setting sales year in 2025. Now let's start 2026 off with a bang. New GMC Sierra pickups starting at $12,500 off list or 0% APR. Also hot off the presses, new Terrain leases at $299 per month. That's right, $299 per month on new GMC Terrain leases. So please stop on in the store or online at koppelcars.com. Stock numbers G138852 and G165184. 2,500 down with proof credit.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement. Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a slight chance of showers this afternoon. Otherwise, we'll see mainly cloudy skies. It'll be breezy and mild, a high near 59. Tonight, a slight chance of rain. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies, a lower on 31. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies return. It'll be breezy and cooler, a high near 35. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's the Nebraska Deer and Game Expo, January 16th through the 18th at the Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln. Come see trophy deer, hunting seminars, hunting and outdoor exhibitors, a 3D archery tournament, enter the blind giveaway, and more. The Nebraska Deer and Game Expo, presented by Whitetail Properties Real Estate, January 16th, 17th, and 18th. Learn more at nebraskadeerandgameexpo.com and find them on Facebook. Come to the Nebraska Deer and Game Expo, January 16th through the 18th in Lincoln.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket. Every Saturday morning now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards just south of 48th and Holdridge.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back. I want to give Emily a big thanks, Executive Director of the Belmont Community Center. Thank you so much. Is going to be helping out with the MLK breakfast that will be this Friday. So again, go to the website and get information on that. It is going to be a phenomenal event. Big shout out to our station family teammate, Pete Ferguson. And Pete has done so. Like I said, we joke quite a bit, Swim, but man, Pete has done so much to keep this thing going for the Lincoln community. So it's been an awesome thing. So again, Pete, man, thank you for connecting with Emily. Emily, a great job on this morning. Quick segment, very somber history. Today marks 10 years that Lawrence Phillips, the Nebraska great, passed away. It's hard to believe that LP's been gone for 10 years, and I'm not going to get into all the other stuff and the details surrounding it. That's been, obviously talked about ad nauseum a lot, and there's a lot online. But the Lawrence that I knew was the Lawrence that was just a funny dude, a good dude, and quite honestly, a dude that was pretty kept to himself a lot. And so I just, like I said, it's weird to think, man, Swim, Scotty Baldwin, former Nebraska running back, gone. Kenny Clark, former Nebraska running back, gone. Calvin Jones, former Nebraska running back, gone. Lawrence Phillips, former Nebraska running back, gone. Those are guys that I either knew or played with or was around. Kenny Clark, of course, I was a kid in junior high school when Kenny Clark passed away. Not passed away, but recently, but when he played Nebraska. Scotty Baldwin, I was in high school when Scotty, the original incident happened, but then he went on to live some time afterwards, which was really good. And Coach Osborne, a lot of these stories, Swim, a lot of people don't know because we didn't, thank God we didn't have social media, but Coach Osborne took a lot of heat for bringing Scotty into his own home. You know, he just was like, I can't leave a kid that I said I would take care of. And yes, there were some horrible things that took place, but he's like, I'm going to take care of this young man the best that I can. So yeah, LP, 10 years ago today that he was found deceased. So thoughts and prayers go out to his family, all of our Husker brothers, etc., man. So very somber, 10 years, man.
How about this on a little bit of a lighter note? On this day in 1962, Wilt Chamberlain, set at what was at the time the single game points scored record with 73. 73. What if so Wilt holds it? He scored 100 in a single game,
hundo.
Right? In 1962. About less than 2 months later, he would score 100.
That's crazy.
But how about this? How about this from Wilt? So he scored 73 points twice in 1962. Scored 78 once and scored 100 once. So that 73 that he scored in 1962 still ranks as the third, is tied for fourth highest all time. Excuse me, fourth highest all time. Luka Doncic, I did not realize this. Luka Doncic scored 73 points in 2024 in a single game. I had no clue.
Swim, are you even remotely excited for the NBA playoffs?
Well, we're far away from that, AD. We are far. How can you even say we're not even? I don't even know if we're halfway through the season right now. Did you know? What if I told you that the Atlanta Hawks? This is gonna be good. Look at your face.
I have no idea.
What if I told you the Atlanta Hawks traded Trae Young?
I did know that.
You did see that.
Me and Troy and Johnny were talking about that on Saturday. We traded him to the Wizards, which is
so. After that 30-second conversation was over, what happened?
No. Now here's the deal. I don't watch the NBA until the playoffs, but I do keep track on the scores. The box scores, the news.
Yeah.
But it's just, Nick, I'm sorry. It's just hard for me to watch.
It's okay.
When they're just not playing, man. It's just hard to watch, dog. Until it gets to the playoffs,
That's so funny.
It's just hard to watch them cats, man. Because I grew up in a whole different era of NBA where you can get clothesline going to the cup.
Yeah.
Where dudes came out every night and balled, and it's just different now. I mean, it is what it is, but yeah, I'll start actually now. I keep up with it, but I'll actually start watching.
Is there any chance you can name the two teams at the one team that's leading the conference?
Nope.
Right now. The Detroit Pistons. How about Detroit? Stand up. 28-10. Detroit Pistons.
Stand up. She said stand up.
Detroit Pistons are 28-10. The defending champs, Oklahoma City Thunder, 33-7 on the year.
Which is crazy. Here.
So,
let me see here.
There you go.
Well, no, I got it. Detroit's 28-10. Cleveland's 22-19. You got over in the Western Division. Thunder. I knew the Thunder were taking care of business.
33-7.
33-7. Yeah, so you got some guys that are balling out there. In the words of Bill Callahan, a little bit of everything. Folks, when we come back, we've got a lot of football to discuss because we're going to discuss what is going on with Nebraska. What I mean by what's going on in Nebraska. Portal news, because there's a lot of portal news, some updates and signings, etc. We'll discuss it when we come back and get away from this NBA Reddit talk. It's The Drive.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Hog Wild has a delicious way for you to enjoy beef brisket. It's our open-faced hot beef sandwich. We start with our grilled Texas toast. Add a scoop of creamy mashed potatoes. Load them up with some tender Hog Wild beef brisket. And top it off with our tasty brown gravy. It's absolutely delicious. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320. MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their Contact Us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
Don't wait. The clock is ticking at Landmark Implement's annual inventory reduction sale. For a limited time, get special financing as low as 1.9% for 12 months, then 6.2% interest for 48 months on select equipment. No auction, no waiting, just inventory price to move. Once it's gone, it's gone. Visit Landmark Implement or shop online at landmarkimp.com. Then click on the featured used equipment and experience the Landmark difference.
Nutrition Authority invites you to check out the top-selling Epic Effects. Epic Effects is designed to help blast body fat, curb cravings, and provide smooth energy so you can cruise through the day. Home of free samples and better than internet pricing, Epic Effects can only be found in Nutrition Authority. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: a slight chance of showers this afternoon. Otherwise, we'll see mainly cloudy skies. It'll be breezy and mild, a high near 59. Tonight, a slight chance of rain. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies, a low around 31. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies return. It'll be breezy and cooler, a high near 35. I'm meteorologist Kyle Collector for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Hey guys, this is former UFC fighter and mixed martial artist Anthony Lionheart Smith. The Upside Bar and Lounge in South Lincoln is the go-to spot for every UFC event, prelims, and main card. There's never a cover, so make sure you get there early and stay late. Upside Bar and Lounge has daily specials, a margarita club, and a taco club. And don't forget, they just added Buzz Bowls to their menu. Learn more about upcoming events by visiting UpsideBarLNK.com and stop into their South Lincoln location for every UFC event on 27th and Pine Lake.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Husker Nation, the countdown is on for the biggest women's basketball event of the year, PAC PBA, coming up January 24th. This year, we're heating things up with the Big Red Beach Party. Watch your Huskers take on Big Ten opponent Illinois, decked out in your best tropical gear, with a specialty tropical drink in hand, all inside Pinnacle Bank Arena. PAC PBA is your tropical getaway right here in Lincoln. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/PACPBA.
Change begins with you. Join a weight loss medication study at Solarion and earn cash in the process. If you are 19 to 65 years old with excess weight to lose, you may qualify. Participants could earn up to $22,750 for their time. Study includes 1 2-night stay, 1 3-night stay, and 38 returns. Learn more at helpresearch.com/flamingo or call 866-213-2965. Weight loss not guaranteed.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of BJ Bradford up the floor to Jack Ostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good.
It's on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we're back live here on this tremendous Tuesday. 8:07 is tip-off. You know, for the Huskers tonight, they take on former Creighton coach Dana Altman, who's now the coach, of course, at Oregon, has been there for some time now. Swim, you and Bach had a great conversation regarding Nebraska basketball yesterday as well, just kind of breaking that down. There's so many different storylines within this.
AD, they're ranked 8th in the country.
8th in the country.
Highest AP poll ranking ever.
You know, this is all so foreign to all of us.
It is. Enjoying it.
And not just to the old heads, but to all of us. It's very old. I mean, I'm sorry, not very old, very new, because the old thing is like, yeah, Nebraska basketball, if there's something to do,
yeah,
I might go check it out. Now they are the toast of the town, and rightfully so. They have labored hard to get to this point. Obviously, those first couple years were crazy. There were so many guys coming in and out of here, I can't even tell you. Who was the guy that got this? His nickname was Buckets. The guy that came from
Teddy Allen.
Teddy Allen.
It was Teddy Buckets.
Where's Teddy Allen at now? Maybe overseas balling somewhere?
I have no idea.
You know, Juwan Gary's been balling overseas though, man.
Yeah?
I was checking out some of his numbers and stats. Juwan's been balling.
So Teddy Allen is with the Rio Grande Valley Vipers of the NBA G League.
Mm-hmm.
He played college basketball, obviously, for New Mexico State, West Virginia, Western Nebraska Community College, and Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else that played at Western Nebraska was Western Nebraska Community College.
Garner.
Okay, yeah.
Garner played out there.
Was Jervay Green, who just played here a couple years ago.
I did not realize
had
that.
a tough career. Had a tough one season with the Huskers, but
I did not realize that,
was
man.
Somebody that played out there in JUCO, because he was putting up like 50 plus points for Western Nebraska Community College out there. I don't know. I just, there's so many different fronts that we can talk about this. I just think I'm glad that Nebraska is getting the national recognition. I'm glad that Fred Hoiberg is getting the national recognition. I think that if the season were to end today, Nebraska and Fred Hoiberg would take home the National Coach of the Year in the country.
It's been a lot of talk about it.
There's been a lot of talk about it. I just take away the fact that they are they're firmly in the top 10 right now. They are 10.5 point favorites at home tonight against Oregon. It's an 8:07, as you said, p.m. tip off on the Big Ten Network, and it's a sellout. And every game except there's 2 left. I believe it's the Nebraska home game against Washington next Wednesday and the Nebraska home game against Northwestern later in February. Those are the only 2 games that you can buy tickets for on the initial market, on the primary market of Huskers.com. The rest, you're going to have to go buy, some upcharge prices on Ticketmaster, SeatGeek, all those good sites.
Well, and I hope you don't get nosebleeds because you're going to be up there.
Well, because that's the thing. Yeah. So I actually was looking at them yesterday for today's game. And there's a couple that are like row 5 in the 300 levels and stuff. However, the problem is that they are in the middle of the row. Like if you're one of those people that's like, I only want to sit in an aisle seat, that's not possible. Okay. I clicked on Huskers tickets and it took me to the football page. Come on. We want basketball. So here we go. Well, tonight's sold out. Washington is almost gone. Excuse me. It was not Northwestern. It was Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
So how about this? Maryland, it says there are 8 tickets left. Be one of 8. Be one of 8.
That's so good to hear for the Huskers basketball, man.
Yeah. So for example, you're gonna have to go on to like Ticketmaster, Game Time, SeatGeek, whatever it is, if you want to buy tickets for tonight's game. Next Wednesday, January 21st, Nebraska hosts Washington at 8 p.m. The only tickets that are available, there are 4 sections that are available. Section 312, Section 310, 309, and 303.
Swim, kind of a sidebar, in case you catch up with the text. Raph said you're dead to him.
I saw that earlier. I just didn't make a comment on that.
Your disrespect for the Broncos.
So what if I told you, AD, oh my, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 15 tickets. I'm looking at each seat. There are 15 tickets left for next week's Washington game. 15.
Really?
15 seats. In section 310, there are 9 seats available.
Wow.
In section 309, there are 3 seats available in the last row. And in section 303, there are 3 seats available in the second to last row.
Swim, these are going to be, I tell you what else is going to be a hot ticket up in Ann Arbor is the 27th when Nebraska visits Michigan. I wish Michigan would have won, wouldn't have lost to Wisconsin. Well, granted, first, I don't want to put the cart before the horse. We got work to do before we get there. So I'm not even going to think about that right now. I'm not even going there. And Nick, I was going to stay not extra day, but I was going to do some more business in Orlando. Look at your face. Look, why are you looking? Why you put your see?
I was listening. I was listening.
Would you admit that you kind of put your nose up a little bit?
Yeah, because I was just gathering information. I was gathering information.
Because that eye, you went.
Well, it's the lazy eyelid. I had to get it back up so it didn't look too judgmental.
I think it's because your chest is hurting.
I am struggling around. The neck to the waist is hurting right now.
He did knock. So
my core is even going, like, because he engaged the core a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get on you a little bit about making sure you're staying low.
Well, that was a lazy round. Anyway,
I'll still let you get it.
Yeah,
but nevertheless, Nebraska's got a tough one tonight. 8:07 kickoff. Tip-off, not kickoff, tip-off. Nebraska comes in here, 20-game winning streak, the longest active streak in the nation. Of course, another sold-out arena that'll be tonight. You just read the numbers right there. Nick, somewhat of the scouting report, man. The Ducks come in, 8-8. They've had some injuries. They're 1-4, but their injuries have limited their top scorers quite a bit. Their depth has been tested. Nate Biddle is their focal point. But when he's out, Oregon just shot 33% in their last outing. So it's their first trip to Lincoln since 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
Which is, I didn't realize that it had been that long. But their projected starters are, and the thing about this team, Nick, they are long. I mean big time. So they start with Will Lin. He's a native of China, big dude, as one of the guards. The guards is there. Tyke Simpkins is their other guard. He's averaging 12.6 a game, 7.6 rebounds. That's a narrative, and that's a storyline to keep in track of. These guys rebound and they block a lot of shots, and they're disruptive. Kind of bring it to the ladies' side. What UCLA's big gal in the middle did. Just disrupted everything. They got Sean Stewart as a forward. He's a junior, transfer from Duke and Ohio State. And Kwame Evans is the other forward, former McDonald's All-American. He's averaging 13 points a game, shooting 52% from the field. And Nate Biddle, the center, the big boy, 7 foot. He earned all Big Ten honors last season, leads the Ducks with 16 points a game, and ranked second in the Big Ten with 2.4 blocks a game. He's also second on the team with 7 rebounds a game. Nick, this is a team right here. Nebraska is going to have to be smart at the rim because Oregon's size is real. Their starting front court, 6'9", 6'10", 7 foot.
Yeah.
6'9", 6'10", 7 foot. And you remember against Indiana, Nebraska did not block out well because Indiana got a lot of second shots in that first half.
They did.
That got Nebraska down 16 to begin with.
Now, granted, I said it yesterday. I think Nebraska, you noticed towards the end of that first half in Indiana, they were really missing what spark Braden Frager could provide for them. And because he had to sit with some foul trouble and stuff. I think what's important to note with Oregon, this is more of an Oregon conversation than a Nebraska point, is Oregon's strength of schedule and like not the quad 1, quad 2, quad 3 victories. Their net sheet is not real impressive when you look at the Oregon Ducks. AD, they are 0-4 in their quad 1 opportunities, 0-3 in quad 2 opportunities, and 2-1 in quad 3. They're 6-0 in all quad 4 games. Just their most impressive win. How about this? In terms of net ranking, their most impressive win was over Hawaii, a team they beat by 1, 60-59 earlier this season. It's a real uncharacteristic struggle of a year right now for Dana Altman.
Nick, you took the words right out of my mouth. He's been there since 2010, and you look at his background, he got into the numerous tournament bids, including Final Four just in 2017. I was dang near 10 years ago. But Elite 8s in 2016 and 17, multiple Sweet 16s. But, man, they have struggled big time. And like you mentioned, this is very uncharacteristic of a Dana Altman coach basketball team as far as I go. And, Nick, this was when you were a lot younger, but there were a lot of folks that were vying for him to get the job here at Nebraska.
That's true.
During openings as well. So, Dana Altman, this is definitely –
Well, even when the whole – post Tim Miles was going on, because Oregon had just come off of a 25-13 season, where they were the conference tournament champions in the Pac-12. They made the NCAA tournament as well. That was the year once again that they were fighting for. It was obviously Fred, because he was available since the NBA stuff did not work out, was number one. But there was a lot of people that were clamoring for Dana to come back as well.
One of the 3 keys real quick, and we'll hop some more into these numbers. Be smart at the rim. We talked about that. Nate Biddle is second in the Big Ten and 2.4 blocks a game. As you know, Nick, those block shots lead to easy transition buckets for offense for Oregon. Second thing is just turn up the pressure. Oregon's offense that it hinges on Jackson Shelstad, who missed the last 3 games with a wrist injury. He will be back. But swim against Ohio State, they coughed it up 19 times.
Yeah.
Oregon will use that green uniform kind of like Christmas. You know what I'm saying? They will be pleasant with the ball. They will gift the ball. And with Nebraska smothering defense that you're playing there, so you want Nebraska to apply a lot of ball pressure, passing lane disruption. So speaking about their defense, and I was talking with Johnny Porter. I told you about Johnny, played ball overseas, Troy Both, the other buddy. Nebraska's their switch defense and their communication has been the best that I've seen since Fred's been here. Now we could look at assistant coach's name. Nick, I always forget his name.
Nate
Lenzer. And all those coaches and Frazier, all those guys have been getting a lot of exposure nationally, which is good. But dude, they play stout defense, they play fluid defense, and they move quickly and they communicate. We didn't always see this, man. Why do you think this year is the difference?
Well, I don't know if I don't think it's just this season. I think it's been steady.
I think its communication has been a major difference as far as defense.
I think it's been a steady climb over the last 3 seasons. We've seen them start to. I don't want to say that Fred Hoiberg underwent a philosophical change, because I think Fred Hoiberg's always going to be
hard-nosed.
What he wants to do, and that's a lot of score the ball, and I think a lot of it is with Fred. Shoot the 3 and shoot it at a high percentage. And I think they have the bodies that are equipped to do that. I think in the last couple of years, maybe they didn't have as many guys that could shoot the perimeter shot as well and as they are this year. And so then they had to look at other avenues to say, okay, on days maybe where the 3-point shot isn't falling from some of our guys, how are we going to still compete in games? And I think they identified the defensive end as a side of the floor that they can really go and take control of game. We saw that there were multiple times against Ohio State, not so much against Indiana, but Ohio State last week, where they had to stop the bleeding, and they're like Ohio State would try to get a run going, and we hear Fred and his assistants talk about it all the time. about teams against us they're going to go on runs. How can we steady the ship? And I think a lot of it for Nebraska is this year we're seeing them give up fewer extended runs.
Right.
And we're also seeing Nebraska just be this steady. There's no tidal wave. It's not these massive ebb and flow type of thing with the game. And there's halves where they struggle. I don't think we've seen Nebraska play their best and most complete basketball in the last 3 or 4 weeks. I think Fred Hoiberg would also agree with that. And so there's room for improvement. And tonight's a night where I don't want to sit here and say do the exact same thing you did against Wisconsin, do it to Oregon tonight. But this is one where on paper, Nebraska, despite the size that Oregon has, if you're hitting the shots from the outside and you're kind of suffocating on defense, this is a game that shouldn't really necessarily be an issue for the Huskers.
Unknown texter 2563. You're exactly right. Veterans, been working with Nate for 3 years, Sam Hoiberg. And I agree with all three of those quick statements, 2563, in that Nebraska's got a lot of senior leadership on that squad. You look at even with Rank, this is 7th year.
Well, even a Jamarcus Lawrence. Jamar's coming back, and Jamar has quickly filled a role, and it's been really fun to watch Jamar really improve on the offensive side of the floor as well. You'll remember he could score when he was at Nebraska the first go around, but he's really taken his game to the next level, and I felt that way about him even prior to his 27 points against Indiana. AD, think about what we just talked about, though, and what the texter just mentioned about Nate Lenzer and about all these guys. It is stability. You've had a couple of changes on the coaching staff, right? Adam Howard chooses to leave at the end of last season and join Will Wade's staff at NC State. But you bring in Pat Monahan from Wyoming. He's filled in nicely. Ernie Ziegler is down on that bench. Even guys like Peyton Borders, who was on the show last week. Peyton Borders has been here since he was a grad assistant and he was in college. And that's been 5 or 6 years. And he's just made his way up to eventually become the recruiting coordinator. So like you're talking about from top to bottom, you've had Fred, Nate Lenzer, Ernie Ziegler, Coach Borders, Luca Virgilio, who went from director of player ops, I believe is what it was, to now as the general manager is his new title. A lot of the same duties there, though. You've had a lot of the same faces in the building, and that's been a big, big benefit to, I think, Fred Hoiberg.
This game tonight, it's one of those ones from, how I always kind of get on the midweek games, and not that they're all not big because it's huge games. There's still parts of me, and Nebraska's proven by their body of work that they've gotten over that hump of those midweek game doldrums. Granted, there's a lot of basketball to be played yet, but I like what they've done. They've turned up the pressure, and I think one of the key things too is for Nebraska is to break Oregon's rhythm early and then finish possessions. Man, the defensive rebounding got to improve. We talked about that. Indiana grabbed 10 offensive rebounds for 13 second chance points in that last game. That was a huge thing, and I know they will get better with that. Oregon is 23rd nationally in offensive rebounding. They get after it. 6'10", 6'9", 7 foot will tend to do that as far as that goes. So this is going to take a 5-man effort. Guards got to crack back. So when I look at this game and I look at just all the different guys on that roster, each game, someone different. Obviously, you have your usual suspects, but each game, it seems like someone is stepping up for a big shot, a big steal, a big rebound, a big block.
And I think that's taking a little bit of the pressure off of Rink Mast. So Rink Mast, statistically this season is doing just a fine job. I think that there was some thought at the beginning of the year when Connor Sejan got hurt as well. You thought, okay, they're going to need some guys to really step up and play some real big time minutes. And I think that there's some of that's been alleviated and some of that's been loosened a little bit because guys just continue to step up and do their job. You might, like tonight, would I be shocked if Jamarcus Lawrence scores 27 again? Probably not, but do I expect it to happen? Not really. But also, if you were to sit here and tell me, hey, Jamarcus scores 8 points tonight, does Nebraska win? I think my answer is still yes. Because like tonight feels like a Price Sanford night. I think we've waited.
That's a good call.
I'm gonna make a call. I
Put some
think
push-ups on it.
No, please no. Double or nothing.
I'm just going to cut it right there.
Yeah, no, I think tonight feels like a Price Sanford night, and I feel like we've waited to have Price kind of explode. It's similar to the Illinois, maybe not off to such a fast start,
Yeah,
but
that
I feel
was
like
historic.
I feel like the matchup fits well with Price. And I think Nebraska, handles they don't have to handle the boards well, but I mean, even against a team like Ohio State, Nebraska out-rebounded them, and so. I just think that if you can have all five of your guys kind of help on the glass, and one thing Nebraska does so well, and they've done this under Fred Hoiberg over the last couple of years, is get out after makes.
Yeah.
They get going. If you watch Nebraska, one of the things that Fred Hoiberg, and he's talked to us about this, he talked about it to Austin and I at Big Ten Media Days when we got to speak to him, is one of the things that they really pride themselves on is we always talk about transition buckets off of misses and trying to get the ball up the floor after somebody misses. What Nebraska does is after makes, they like to speed up. And even if that's not to try to drive it to the rim, maybe it's a drive and a kick, or maybe it's just to get the opponent aware that, hey, we're going to try to catch you on your heels, and you got to be ready for us whether you make or miss a bucket.
Nebraska tips off at 8:07 tonight. It's another sold-out deal. Obviously, Jamarcus coming off that 27-point outburst he had there at Assembly Hall. Best start in school history. We talked about Nick and Jake and myself. We talked about this, the quad one wins. They're second nationally with Duke. It's weird, Nick, still to hear Duke and Nebraska in the same breath when it comes to basketball, man. But here's some quick numbers, 5 double-digit comebacks during the win streak, 10.6 threes per game. That's top 25 nationally. 1.9 assist-to-turnover ratio. That's fourth nationally. That's the key one, in my opinion. 0.38 opponents' field goal percentage. That's 11th nationally. Shows you they smother you. In highest scoring average through 16 games, 81 points. That's the highest it's been since 95-96, man.
AD, you know what? Nebraska, this is the other side of it, is Nebraska had gone through a little bit, I don't want to say a gauntlet, but they've gone through
they have
a little bit of a tougher schedule. These next four are slightly lighter, I think, on paper, right? And that Minnesota game, I look at it's tough to win on the road. Northwestern can be a little sleepy this weekend at 3 p.m. Or Minnesota next week at 11 a.m. on Saturday, January 24th. But here's the thing: you have four rather lighter games after you just went through, in some capacity, Illinois, Michigan State, Ohio State, and Indiana. Three of those four are on the road. That just kind of tells you a couple of things there about this team. How about this for Oregon? Oregon, they're in kind of a crunch time. They've lost 2 in a row. They lost to Rutgers back on January 5th in overtime, 88-85. A game that probably shouldn't have been sent to overtime. There's a couple of officiating things that so Oregon should have lost that game no matter what. Then they lost at home by 10 to Ohio State last Thursday. But now, how about this 3-game stretch for Oregon? At number 8, Nebraska, versus number 4, Michigan, versus number 12, Michigan State. Their next 3 opponents are all ranked inside the top 12 in the country.
The gauntlet.
And Oregon's 8-8. This is a crucial spot for the Oregon Ducks, and one of the most dangerous teams, one that has nothing to lose.
Nick, I was thinking it's safe to say this before you go to break. Nebraska's not sneaking up on anybody anymore.
No.
The hunters have now become the hunted, and it seems weird that it's in Nebraska basketball.
But now, to be fair, this has been the case. Like this was the case. Nothing has changed since last Monday when we got ready to watch Nebraska take on Ohio State.
Gosh.
Or that's what I'm saying. So you're in the same position. You were undefeated. You're in the top 10. You're at the top of the Big Ten conference standings. Now it's just go out and do what you've done. And continue to prove all the doubters wrong, and especially guys like Joe Lunardi, who continues to move Nebraska down as they keep winning. Whatever.
Just keep winning, baby.
Yeah, come on.
Folks, we'll be right back to talk some Husker transfer news and also some NFL. It's a drive. 937 a ticket.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group. The best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a slight chance of showers this afternoon. Otherwise, we'll see mainly cloudy skies. It'll be breezy and mild, a high near 59. Tonight, a slight chance of rain. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies, a lower on 31. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies return. It'll be breezy and cooler, a high near 35. I'm meteorologist Kyle Collector for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and wow, what a year it was at Koppel. The Koppel family would like to say thank you for a record-setting sales year in 2025. Now let's start 2026 off with a bang. New GMC Sierra pickups starting at $12,500 off list or 0% APR. Also hot off the presses, new Terrain leases at $299 per month. That's right, $299 per month on new GMC Terrain leases. So please stop on in the store or online at koppelcars.com. Stock numbers G138852 and G165184. 2,500 down with proof credit.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966. Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Don't wait. The clock is ticking at Landmark Implement's annual inventory reduction sale. For a limited time, get special financing as low as 1.9% for 12 months, then 6.2% interest for 48 months on select equipment. No auction, no waiting, just inventory price to move. Once it's gone, it's gone. Visit Landmark Implement or shop online at landmarkimp.com. Then click on the featured used equipment and experience the Landmark difference.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Rick Heyman here from Sauter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sauter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sauterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com. Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Now back to the Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back on this tremendous Tuesday. Husker Portal news. Yeah, we might get to NFL. We'll definitely talk about it tomorrow. There's a lot to discuss in NFL, too.
I just noticed on this graphic I have on our video stream. By the way, make sure you stay tuned on the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Allo Cable TV 961. I just noticed on this graphic I still have Kenny Minchie. He's not a part of Nebraska.
He's a Wildcat.
Yeah. Kentucky.
Folks,
hey, how about Dante? Speaking of former Kentucky Wildcats, how about Dante Dowdell going to Georgia? What a landing spot for him.
Oregon, Nebraska, Kentucky, Georgia.
Yeah. I mean, what a landing spot. He's going to be behind Nate Frazier, but Georgia highly uses two running backs.
Slim, our good friend, we're going to have him on the air, of course. Obviously, we're biased, but Dave Remington, best center to ever play the game.
Big week next week.
It's big week next week, and
2 weeks.
Gonna miss you, big dog. 2 weeks.
I know.
It is 2 weeks.
I know. I wish I could be there.
But Dave posted this, and I tell you what, I was like, and people forget, Dave is a very smart man. Most centers are. Most offensive linemen, those guys are not knuckleheads. Dave says, transfer portal. I find it kind of funny when I see a player that leaves his original team and signs with a new team, posting a photo of himself with a new team uniform with the word committed in the photo. Committed to the team or to the highest bidder? Just saying. Committed. Feeling dedication and loyalty to a cause, activity, or a job, wholeheartedly dedicated. The players are committed in caps. The coaches are committed in caps. Aren't committed. The only people who are actually committed are the fans.
Amen.
From the mouth of the guy that snapped it the best, Dave Remington. I read that. I was like, man, Dave came with it because people forget he has an MBA as well. David is a deep thinker, deep traveler, an amazing photographer. David does a lot of thinking, man. He didn't, even at Remington, you notice he kind of hangs out in the back.
Yeah, he just doesn't do much.
Just
I
chill.
mean, he does a lot of stuff, but.
And the moment we get backstage, hey, DC, what you got to say? Maybe I could hell off this stage, okay? Just do your thing.
That is true.
Dave is a good man, but I thought that was something. He goes, the players aren't committed. The coaches aren't committed. The only people who are really committed, he says, are the fans. I thought that was very interesting, and I thought it was spot on when it comes to that, man.
That's why, I mean, we've said it before on the show, and I think it's always good to say no fan has to keep a muzzle on how they feel, in my opinion. And that's why I just don't subscribe to that idea of that. Hey, you don't deserve to have an opinion because you're not playing.
Yeah,
right.
That's ridiculous.
Like I'm not even saying like the former player, non-player thing. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that
as a fan,
as
a consumer.
You are okay. Vegas is a perfect example. Las Vegas Bowl is a perfect example. I talked about the financial investment that it would take for just a normal fan to go out and stay in Vegas and everything there. And if you are willingly doing that and choosing to do that as a fan and as a supporter of the university time and time again, whether that's a bowl game, whether that's a home game at Nebraska, whether that is a road game at Penn State, Maryland, UCLA, it doesn't matter. You have some sort of right to speak on at least your opinion, but understanding that it's an opinion and it's not always factual, but it is okay for you to sit there and say, hey, this isn't good enough for me. or this is good enough for me. It can go both ways.
Isn't that the beauty of civil discourse, though? And a key word, civil.
About agreement to disagree, agree to disagree?
That's the beautiful thing about it. It always blows me away when people's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. We hear it all the time on Twitter. We do, that's a horrible take. Well, that's the beauty that, like you mentioned, you can voice your opinion.
Oh, yeah. We posted a video about me talking about Dylan Raiola yesterday. That got some people up in arms. Hey, that got some people up in arms.
Hey, that's the beauty of civil discourse, but the civil part sometimes is a little lacking. But that's the beauty of it. You can talk about it and say, "What's your thought on this? What's your thought on this?" That's why I love, as you know, Nick. I love the Stoics.
Yeah,
because they did a lot more thinking than they did talking. Mm-hmm. They would listen to various points, and they may even listen to something that is totally full of be like, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
But they would let you voice and be like, okay, here's my counter, or here's what I think on this. But that's the beauty of it, man, as far as that goes.
I find it interesting. I mean, I struggle, and I'm aware that the Nebraska football versus Nebraska basketball conversation is not apples to apples. It's not. And this isn't even me talking about investments in terms of NIL and rev share. That's not what I'm getting at here, because it's not the same conversation. It's two different playing fields, and it needs to be two different playing fields, because when it's all said and done, Nebraska football is the main driver here. And I think as much as we can clamor for Nebraska to change to a basketball school and, hey, go all in on basketball, that's not why you hire a guy like Troy Dannon. That's why you hire and you bring in guys that are very football centric. Now, with that being said, ticket prices, fan engagement, fan excitement. I told you at the beginning of the Husker basketball season that taking volleyball out of it, because volleyball is always going to be such a hard ticket to come by, and it is Husker volleyball is creme de la creme here at Nebraska in terms of return on investment. And I think that we have seen the largest increase of new fans watching Husker basketball than any other sport.
Oh, it's insane.
That's not even just because of the 16-0 start this year. I think we've seen that steady build, because fans, as smart and knowledgeable as this fan base is, if not to use the cliche phrase, if you build it, they will come. They will pay attention. If you start to steadily start to win and start to provide results and show that you belong, then Nebraska fans will support in droves. And we're starting to really see that in Husker hoops now. Will there ever be a day where Memorial Stadium's not full? No, I don't think there will be. However, there will be a day where it might be harder to get a basketball ticket and volleyball ticket than it is to get a football ticket.
I will say this.
I think we might already be there.
I will say this as a cautionary, as a precaution. That Memorial Stadium seeing never being full. You keep on treading on this path. There's a chance that happens, because in my lifetime, this is, and I can only say my life. I can't go back to the 60s and the Jennings and all that stuff because I wasn't around. But I can tell you right now, Nick, because it did happen the day that Nebraska got the Briggs beat off against Oklahoma State, and people walked out the earliest I'd ever seen it happen before. So what I will say with that is, I hope it doesn't, but at the same time, people walk in when you're winning or showing effort. People walk out or don't show up at all when they see a product that's inferior to what you're hearing from some other places.
And we make jokes, on a Friday before a college football Saturday. We make jokes about, oh, look, hey, you can only get into that game for $10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska, I don't think will ever get to a point to where it's like, hey, you can get a $5 ticket. But even $25 for a ticket is cheap for a Nebraska football game. Like, I remember even growing up for us, it was, hey, we can only go to the spring game because we're not going to pay $85 for a ticket to Husker football.
Just to get in.
Just to get in. And so this is crunch time.
Yeah, it is.
And it's really interesting to see kind of the fan response to it all, because we talked about it a couple of weeks ago prior to the portal opening up. There was it felt very rocky. If fans were very frustrated, fans had a lot of opinions, rightfully so, understandably so. Then you go to the bowl game and you don't put on a great effort, right? maybe some of the transfer portal additions have steadied the ship for Husker fans. We'll see. We'll see what happens with. I don't know. It started to leak a little bit yesterday. Like I don't know if coaching staff is completely solidified right now for the upcoming season, and not because of Nebraska's choice, but because of what other programs are seeing. And so there's a lot of uncertainty still going into a very crucial 2026 with a gauntlet of a schedule. And AD, I think so much of what we talk about too is like, this is Nebraska conversation. Everything, all the questions are not even in relation to the schedule or relation to what other programs are doing around you.
Right.
It is about what's going on inside those walls, inside your walls. And that's stuff that, you can add the schedule conversation into there at some point, but right now it's Nebraska's got to figure out Nebraska.
Absolutely. A few notables before we head to break, and we'll talk a lot about the portal tomorrow because it's kind of a dead period right now. But Nebraska former kicker Tristan Alvano has committed, not signed, but committed to the Jackrabbits, South Dakota State. Houston Torres has committed to Michigan. That's what it looks like there.
Offensive lineman guy. That's a good landing spot for
young
him.
Cat. Yep. Jashir Whittingham, of course, came from Pitt to Nebraska, signed. Maverick Noonan signed. Good luck to Maverick. To Fresno. Of course, we talked about the Dylan Raiola news, committed to Oregon. And Danny Kaelin has signed, as well as Jack Willis has signed here in Nebraska as well. And we talked about, obviously, Jason Siggs and Williams McGahee, of course, and Victor Evans. We'll get more into the Quasi Gilmore. We haven't talked a lot about Quasi yet, that came from UCLA to Nebraska. We'll talk about that as well tomorrow. But those are kind of some of the latest ones right now. And things will start cooking again, I think tomorrow, as far as that goes. That'll be the end of the dead period. The coaches' convention will conclude today. So it'll be hot and heavy again tomorrow, all the way to the conclusion of the portal on the 16th on Friday.
I was to say, the conclusion of when guys can enter the portal. You can still make commitments and signees and stuff like that past the 16th. I don't know, AD. There's a couple guys Nebraska's trending for. They're trending for an offensive lineman from LSU, a big 6'5", 320 pounds, I believe. A big guy from LSU, so they're trending in the right direction for him. I just think that, once again, there's still a couple spots. Is it wrong for me to say running back? What's the situation there?
Again, we say civil discourse.
Might not be so civil. No, I'm kidding. It's interesting. They must feel good about what they have there. They've lost a couple of guys, most notably an All-American and Emmett Johnson. And you must feel pretty good about Mackay and Quentin Ives and Isaiah Mosey.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. There's still days left, man. So there's a lot of action, not just in Nebraska, all over the country. We're seeing it left and right. And I thought it was interesting, Nick. We'll talk about this tomorrow, but K-State former coach mentioned one of the reasons why that he says, I'm done, is because of all the change and liquidity. All that stuff is different. Some people say, well, man, suck it up. Well, some people are like, I'm not sucking it up. I'm done with this. So, and to each their own. We'll be back, folks, with the AD Attitude Adjustment. It's The Drive.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle.
Don't wait. The clock is ticking at Landmark Implement's annual inventory reduction sale. For a limited time, get special financing as low as 1.9% for 12 months, then 6.2% interest for 48 months on select equipment. No auction, no waiting, just inventory price to move. Once it's gone, it's gone. Visit Landmark Implement or shop online at landmarkimp.com. Then click on the featured used equipment and experience the Landmark difference.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Nutrition Authority invites you to check out the top-selling Epic Effects. Epic Effects is designed to help blast body fat, curb cravings, and provide smooth energy so you can cruise through the day. Home of free samples and better than internet pricing, Epic Effects can only be found at Nutrition Authority. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a slight chance of showers this afternoon. Otherwise, we'll see mainly cloudy skies. It'll be breezy and mild, a high near 59. Tonight, a slight chance of rain. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies, a lower on 31. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies return. It'll be breezy and cooler, a high near 35. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
And electrical.
I am Harrison Arns, producer of Ticket Weeknights and Weekends right here at 93.7 The Ticket. My favorite things to do in downtown Lincoln are checking out all the local sports events, whether it's basketball, football, volleyball, or even Lincoln Stars hockey. I enjoy it all because I get to experience one of the best sports communities in the country.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
An emergency can happen any moment. Here's a few seconds to think about where you'd go. At CHI Health, we stand ready to care for any emergency. Our specialists provide expert care when you need it most and believe healing is more powerful when delivered with human kindness. When seconds matter, know CHI Health St. Elizabeth is accredited in stroke care and offers the region's only ER just for kids. Learn more at chihealth.com/St. Elizabeth Emergency.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
for riding with us, riders. Hizzleberry says, man, I miss my boy Raff. We miss Rafferty too, man.
I know. He's coming back.
Yes, he's coming back next week.
I'm going to have to hang out with him on the 22nd.
When do you leave?
The night of the 23rd.
When do you come back?
The Sunday morning.
Okay, it's weird because you fly back in Sunday morning and I fly out Sunday morning. So see, there's that little Oh.
Stop.
You can see when you leave. I like, have a good trip when I leave.
No, it's funny. Well, I don't miss you. Thomas and Lincoln says, Nick, how do your shoulders and arms feel? Remember, need 90 degrees to be a proper push-up.
Hey, who said that?
Thomas and Lincoln.
Thomas.
That's 100% true.
Sure. Thomas, I'm going to tell you something.
Don't you do that?
Sure. It's 100% sure. Yeah.
I sound like Wario off of Super Mario Brother.
You're not doing them right.
Yeah.
That's how the guys talk back in the 20s.
Exactly.
Thomas, I've been watching swim on some of the push-up. I said, I don't get on you. I just say swim lower.
Well, and to be fair, though, it was yesterday's were fine for the most part. Yesterday's were fine.
Yep, 'cause you're fresh.
Today was rough.
All that lactic acid built up in there, man.
I'm hurting.
You need to join a certain establishment to where you have access to certain, treatment options that will help with that. That'll help with that, man.
About to break out of this short sleeve hoodie. I woke up this morning. I was like, man, I feel like I'm taking up more surface area in my bed. Anyway, what do you got for us today?
I don't know yet. Here's what I got for you, folks. Here's what it is. Jeff and Nicole Essing from FXB. We had Jeff. I love my brother and sister. Appreciate them. But Jeff was talking about Quitter's Day last week. Well, look, Quitter's Day has passed us on. So, folks, think about this. Over half the people have already quit on their resolutions just 2 weeks in the year. Here's why. So when folks don't lose motivation, they lack resolve to begin with. Because like I say, folks, motivation is a feeling. Resolve is a decision, and you make it every day. It's kind of like the rent is due daily. And if your reasons are weak, your excuses get loud.
You said something that's helped me this week. Non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable, man.
Make it non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable. It's not an option.
Yep.
And it's not something you do. You make it who you are.
There you go.
Swim, proud of you, man. Only how many push-ups left? 400? How many?
445.
We're almost there.
We're there.
Folks, stay tuned to 101 with DP. It's The Drive.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com.